under what you call blood. Okay, so the blood, it is the lead fluid that circulates around the body. It is the lead fluid that circulates around the what? The body. Okay, so if we talk about blood, it has its components. The components of blood we are divided into two, which is the solid part and the liquid part. So now I will talk about the solid part, which is the red blood cells, the white blood cells, and also the platelet. Okay, so according to the platelet, it is what we are here to do. I want you guys to get to understand the stages of what you call the platelets. Okay, so according to the platelets, the function you are going to say it is to prevent the blood clotting. The function of the platelets to prevent blood clotting. Okay, so the other name is called the thromboplastin. So the other name of the platelet is called the thromboplastin. Okay, so the first stage when the wound is introduced to damage, if you are told to explain especially section B part under essay writing. Okay, as long as you are prepared in this year 2026, don't forget these processes. Okay, so now we are saying if you are told to explain under what you call the section C part, under section B part, sorry, under essay writing, you are told to explain the stages of the platelet. Number one, we're going to say when the wound is introduced to what? To damage. When the wound is introduced to damage, it releases or it excretes the enzyme called the prothrombin. Prothrombin. Okay, so when the wound is introduced to damage, it produces the enzyme called prothrombin. So this prothrombin acts with a plasma protein called the thrombin. So it acts with a plasma protein called the thrombin. Okay, so that is it. So after acting with a plasma protein, we must get to understand to say what must occur, or maybe what must be there for them to change it from prothrombin to thrombin. It must be calcium, it must be vitamin K. So in the presence of vitamin K. So I will first repeat again. I will say when the wound is introduced to damage, it releases an enzyme called the prothrombin, which changes it into active form called the thrombin. Okay, so it reacts with a plasma protein called the thrombin, which changes it to its active form. So in the presence of what we call vitamin K. Then now what is the other stage? We are going to say this thrombin, it reacts with another plasma protein called the fibrinogen. So it now acts with another plasma protein called the fibrinogen. Okay, so this fibrinogen changes it into insoluble form called the fibrin. Okay, so these are it. So we are going to say the fibrinogen changes it into insoluble form called the fibrin in the presence of calcium ion. Okay, so that is it. Then now the wound now forms a mesh, or rather it forms what we call a net. Okay, so that is it. So now if you are told to list the stages of the platelet, you are going just to list the prothrombin, the thromboplastin, the prothrombin, the thrombin, the fibrinogen, and also the fibrin. If you are told to do what? To list. These are the things which you are going to list. And if you are told to write in an essay way, you are going to start as the wound is introduced to damage. It produces an enzyme called the prothrombin, which changes it into its active form called the thrombin in the presence of vitamin K. Then now this thrombin, it reacts with another plasma protein called the fibrinogen, which changes it into insoluble form called the fibrin. Then now in the presence of calcium ion, then now the wound, it forms a mesh, or rather the net. Okay, so that is the way on how you go about and explain the stages of the platelets. Don't forget to like on the video. Bye bye.